Gabriella, what's going on? What's your take?
Hello. So I saw that why did Trump try to
Ugh.
overthrow the
All
government?
right. What I miss?
Kind of interesting.
Okay.
So I think that when it comes to overthrowing the government, what happened on January 6th, there's obviously no excuse for that. Yet there was before, like prior to the elections, many people were calling for election fraud because of the mail-in ballots, which of course no other country had, only the U.S.
That's not true. No, that's not true. And Donald Trump actually told people in Florida to vote by mail.
No, I'm talking about like celebrity media telling voters
Yeah, vote by mail is fine.
no, not to vote by mail. They were like calling for fraud. Like even Ariana Grande called it in a song. So I think that
What
the
song?
Wait, hold on, pause. Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah.
Someone said, so vote by mail is not fraudulent. It's been done for centuries.
no, that's not my point. My point
What's your-
is that many celebrities and in media were calling for there to be fraud. They were calling for people to throw away ballots that were for Trump.
No,
I
they
don't
weren't.
know what you're talking about. I have no idea
Well,
what
I
you're
saw
talking
it.
about.
Well, I saw it on the media a lot, and I was not in the U.S.
Where-
at that time.
What media?
What media? I don't know where you're seeing this because I follow it every day.
I was seeing it on X. I'm talking about like personalities.
You know what a primary,
How would
secondary, and tertiary source is?
Pardon? No. I'm saying that since many
I don't
people
even know
were
what to
calling
look
for
up.
it, people were very not.
All right. Well, you
quite
made the
sure.
claim that Ariana Grande has a song about voter fraud.
Yeah. She put a medal on a UPS member.
What's the song?
It was Positions, I believe, where she puts a medal on a UPS.
So a music video.
Yeah. I
What
think
the
that's
So
the
are you
fuck does
talking
that
about?
happen?
Is she talking about the Hamilton electors?
No, I love
Is that what she's talking
Ariana.
about?
I'm just saying that.
No, are you
no.
talking about when there was a big movement to try and elect a Republican that was not Trump in 2016?
No, I'm talking about 2020 elections.
Okay, I don't see anything.
Throw the votes away, burn them. I saw this on TikTok every day. So I think that that's like why.
Who is supposed to be burning and
What the
destroying?
fuck?
Who's? I don't. Where did you see this?
People that
I have
work
no
for
idea
the-
what you're talking about.
People that worked for the UPS, they were like calling
Can you
for people
find
to
me
work for
some
the
evidence
UPS.
on that, please?
I will have to look it up because I haven't looked into this for a while, but I would like to talk on immigration. That's why I got in here.
Okay.
Okay. So you mean USPS, right? Because UPS is a parcel service. They don't do mail or handle ballots.
I'm not sure if it was it was UPS. It was USPS. I'm not quite sure,
USPS.
but it was those people collecting the mail-in ballots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anybody urging anyone to commit
I'm talking
felonies.
about no. I'm talking about like personalities, just like asking, voting for Trump, throw away the ballots. So I just
How would
recall.
they? How would they know who
19
voted for
times.
who? And, hold on. How would they know that those ballots are for Trump from just
opening
picking
them.
them
Especially
up?
since people were more
By
likely to vote
opening them.
Democrat during the mail-in process.
By opening
to
them.
to open the ballot, so they're going to commit a federal offense multiple different times, and nobody's going to catch it. You do understand if they turn in ballots that are like that would defeat the whole point. If they turn in ballots that are open and they know that they committed fraud, if they don't turn the ballots in, then it kind of negates the fact of destroying Trump ballots.
Yeah, I'm not saying this happened. I'm saying that there were people calling for this to happen. So this is why
Okay, you're going to have
Who?
to provide evidence
Who?
on that.
Okay,
Who
some
was?
voters just wanted a recount. That was all.
Who was calling for this to happen?
Actually like many media person. Okay, let me look it up. We haven't looked
Yeah,
into
I would
this
just
for a
like one.
You can do that before you come
I
in.
would just like one. I followed the 2020 election closer than most, and I have no clue what you're talking about.
Take your
I
time.
did see it. No. I did see it in. Okay, hold on a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on 2020, Janelle
Who?
Who?
Monáe
What did
How do
she
you spell
say?
that? Oh, here we are.
called for ballot burning.
Called for ballot what? Can't hear you.
Ballot burning.
Ballot burning. Okay. Where's this?
Twitter.
On
Called
Twitter?
Donald Trump and every American citizen, celebrity white woman.
Can you, excuse me, can you read the
Well,
tweet? Oh, she's black.
Janelle Monáe is not white.
She deleted it. No, I'm not saying
She's black.
white.
Well, we have the Wayback Machine and screenshots exist, but where's the tweet?
She's not talking about ballots. She said,
Okay.
I don't even want to say it, but she was talking about Trump supporters.
But I actually saw videos on the media a lot. I think that was most.
Okay.
wanted to
Where's that tweet?
She deleted it.
You can still find it.
I will have to look it up on X.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, I see the tweet. It has nothing to do with ballots.
I think that someone saying burning is not talking about ballots in 2020. Yeah,
She wasn't talking about
I don't know.
ballots.
A lot of
She was
things
talking
burned
about
in 2020.
Trump support. She was talking about Trump supporters. Yeah, so it's a pretty repulsive thing. But what doesn't have to do with ballots? I have the tweet in front of me.
Who knows if it had to do with ballots? What I'm saying mostly is that you told me to name one celebrity, so there's one. Then there's Ariana Grande.
Right, but it has nothing to do with ballots. And the
We're
Ariana
talking about-
Grande thing is a clip.
I love Ariana, but she's putting a medal on. Okay, the clip is here. Like the actual clip is there.
You were talking about ballots and celebrities saying to burn ballots. Where are you getting that in for? That was your
No,
claim.
I'm not saying celebrities. I'm saying like people were calling for ballot burning on TikTok.
You said celebrities.
How would they even know?
I was talking about the music video. Where
I
Ariana
have no idea. Can you
Right,
find
you're
something
making-
on TikTok?
No, I'm not.
You're doing what's called casuistry here. You're taking these weird little incidents and putting your own narrative into it.
No, it's not.
It's somehow awarding a USPS
video?
worker is
No.
a conspiracy to burn ballots. Excuse me, Gabriella. Thank you.
That's
Or that
not
this
a
tweet
conspiracy.
that doesn't bring up anything about ballots has to do with ballots from Janelle Monáe.
It's just talking about voters, in your opinion, but in 2020, the word burn was referring to ballots.
Wow. Well, I guess no one can ever use the word burn in a certain year because they must be talking about ballots, right? I burned my finger. Election fraud.
Here. I found a picture of like Ariana
I
Grande
bet you
putting a
do.
medal on a
I don't care about that. How is that election fraud?
No, I'm not saying that this was election fraud. I'm saying that
Okay, how's
That's
that a
your
conspiracy to-
argument.
people just wanted a recount. I'm saying that people just
This is a
wanted
non sequitur. This is a non sequitur. This has
I'm just saying
nothing to
that
do
people
with what
wanted
you
a
were
recount.
talking about.
Yeah, my point.
They got recounts.
No,
There were
I'm not
recounts in
saying
every
that.
state. There were recounts in every state. There were multiple recounts in Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada.
Oh, I can actually turn my camera on. Yeah, because I wanted to show Ariana
Please.
Grande putting a medal.
I don't care. I've seen the image. I don't give a.
Yeah. I'm saying
What does
that
that
people wanted
prove?
recounts, and the recounts didn't happen, but after January
Yes, they did.
8th.
Yes, they did.
Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
The recounts happened after, or did they happen before?
They
They
have to
happened
happen. How
after.
can they happen before?
Yeah, or during.
How can
They-
you?
they did
How
happen
can you
during, so-
recount it during?
Oh, okay. So Congress did not want to recount it during. So that's what January. That's why
States
January
control
8th
recounts.
That's why January 8th happened, and I'm totally against it. I
Six.
think that that's a horrible
Six.
method of people. Yeah, but I'm talking about when the election.
Stop talking. No, stop saying words. Nothing you've said has been accurate or correct to the facts. You're jumping to wild ass conclusions. You're not making a coherent argument. I don't want to hear anymore, frankly. Stop saying words.
Yeah, what is your point? Your argument was voter fraud. You didn't say anything that had to do with voter fraud. You had to say it was some stuff that celebrities said that has nothing to do with voter fraud. I don't.
I'm just saying that people wanted a recount. That's my point.
They had
you got a
recounts.
recount.
Yeah, they got.
I don't know what you're not
recounts
getting about
after.
that. There were
Congress
recounts.
didn't want to
In
recount
Georgia,
it.
I think there was 2 recounts in Georgia. I don't know how many there was in Wisconsin, but I know there was recounts. There was a recount in Pennsylvania. There was a recount. There was multiple recounts, like 3 or 4 in Arizona. So no, there were recounts. If it's within a 0.5% margin in almost every state, they have an automatic recount. Georgia recounted.
But that was after. That wasn't during. Congress did not want a recount at that exact moment.
How do you have
Oh my
one
God.
during? Listen, you have to count the ballots, get a count, and then recount them. You can't count ballots in the middle of counting them.
A recount can't happen before they've been counted.
I'm talking about after they were already counted and Biden was set president. Congress did not want to do that. That's why people
Why-
were.
That's what
Why
the
would they need to
certification process is.
Why would they need to recount them? They've already counted them multiple times.
What do you mean?
Okay, so hear me out. Just listen for a second. This is how it works, okay?
Okay.
Election day, I think it was November 3rd. I think it was November 3rd of 2020. They count the ballots, okay? We didn't get an answer because there was too much outstanding. We got an answer in the following days that Joe Biden had won. In Georgia, in Wisconsin, in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, in Arizona, in Nevada, they had recounts. They had recounts in any state that's within a 0.5 percentage point. Most of them have an automatic recount. Sometimes that threshold's higher, sometimes lower, but usually it's about a half point, okay? They counted the original ballot and gave Joe Biden the win. Then in each of those individual states, they counted them again, because that's what either the campaign had paid for it or was done by law, where they do the recount again, at which point they take those counts through the Secretary of State and they certify the winner. They certify the winner through the state, where they give electoral votes that are pledged to a particular candidate. So for instance, in Georgia, they counted, Joe Biden won, they counted again, Joe Biden won, they counted again, Joe Biden won, they certified. They certified the election, they sent that in to the U.S. government so the U.S. government could take the electoral vote count and accept them as legitimate electors. And that was supposed to happen on January 6th. It happened on January 7th and in the like 2 in the morning. Okay. So they did that. And then Joe Biden is the duly elected leader to take office on the 21st. At no point was the Republicans denied a recount. You just have to pay for it. They could have recounted it a bunch until the Secretary of State is like, okay, you've already recounted too much. It's not changing the election, which is pretty much what happened. The Republicans brought 59 court cases, all of which they lost. They brought 2 that they won that had nothing to do with the ballots. And
yeah, so I do understand your point, but I think that many people are not don't know about this information. So that's why so many people wrote that.
But that's not my fault.
You're not
And maybe
giving us
people don't.
information.
I don't think Donald Trump tried to overthrow the government because no force was used. In order for him
was used.
I'm
Force
talking
was
about
used.
military force, which would be a dictatorship.
Doesn't need to be military force. It's not how a coup d'etat works.
Pardon?
It does not need to be military force for it to be a coup.
Yeah, I did. I just learned about this, and that's kind of interesting to me because I didn't know there were recounts. But I do know that many people were just calling for recounts.
They got them.
They wanted another recount over.
They got them. And in the case of the Georgia investigation, Georgia, they had multiple different investigations into their vote, both from they investigated into whether or not Ruby Freeman had messed with the vote counter at all. They had investigations running down there persistently because Donald Trump was claiming all of this stuff.
But my thing is that did Donald Trump stay in government?
No.
Yeah. So did
Because he was
try to
unsuccessful.
overthrow it with the military?
No, again, that's not a prerequisite for it to be a coup.
Yeah, but the people were like, of course, not enough people. They did not they attacked Congress because they wanted a recount.
No, they didn't want to recount. That's not why they were there.
They thought there was election
They
fraud.
wanted No, they didn't. They didn't. What they wanted was for Mike Pence. Remember I talked about the legitimate certified electors? They wanted Mike Pence to ignore those and only count the ones that Donald Trump put forward. The fake ones. The ones that he brought in that were loyal to him. He was going to submit them as legitimate electors to attempt to overthrow the government. So in other words, you have the Electoral College, right? You get electoral votes. He was trying to take a fake slate of electors out of places like Georgia. He tried in Arizona, tried in Wisconsin. He was trying to take those and literally get the secretaries of state to sign off on or just do it illegally and put those forward to Congress. Make sure they get sent to Congress for January 6th for the Electoral College vote. And then he was going to attempt to get Mike Pence to ignore the legal slate of electors. That was what they were trying to do. They were trying to stop the certification.
Wasn't it because they wanted recounts?
No, it was because they were certifying the election in favor of Joe Biden, and Donald Trump did not want that to happen.
Well, from what I know of, they wanted recounts before that certification. Recounts again.
They got recounts.
Yeah, people died because they were shot by cops, not because they were shot by civilians.
No, people. There were people. No, there was people that were. There was someone that was trampled. An officer died after suffering a stroke in the middle of fighting them.
Yeah, but policemen killed
Officers
civilians
took their lives.
Who were unarmed.
There's no way to know that they're unarmed. She was told she was going to be shot.
A woman that was unarmed. You can see it on the video, actually.
She was told.
How can they see that past the barricade?
She got shot and killed by a police officer.
She was told that she was going to be shot multiple times.
So if you're pointing, let's say, in the border at people and you're telling them, I'm going to shoot you if you pass and they pass, should you shoot them if they are unarmed?
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because you have what's called a public safety exception, right? Does the public safety, the benefit of the public, outweigh that person's life? So for instance, at parts of military bases, there's kill zones.
Okay,
hold on, listen.
If there was no one, if there was no people inside Congress.
There were literally representatives in the back of that video running past that window. That's why you have at military bases, you have shoot zones because they have determined that there are so many warnings at this point that you should not be there. And the public safety is so much more important than your life that they can shoot. And in that instance, that's what it was. It was the last line, do not cross their representatives. You have rabid, vile Trump supporters that are attempting to unalive elected officials. It doesn't matter.
Unarmed people, and I don't
It does
think that
not matter.
with others.
It does not matter. They don't know that. How did he know that she was unarmed?
You can see it in the video that someone is unarmed.
How would she know that she's unarmed? How does he not know that she has a weapon?
You can see it in a video that it went.
How can you see under her jacket in the video?
On January 6th, we're unarmed.
How can you see under the jacket? How can you see under jacket in the video? How could you see a concealed weapon? Am I armed right now or am I unarmed?
So
I'm asking you a legit question right now. Am I unarmed? Listen, right now. Please listen. Answer that question right now. Do you know if I am armed or not?
Would you apply that to immigrants?
Can you stay on,
I'm asking
on topic,
you
please?
right now. Do you know if I am armed or not right now?
If I say no, of course I wouldn't know if you are armed. Yet if there's an immigrant crossing the border with jackets on,
please stop deflecting. Please stop deflecting. Stop deflecting. I'm asking you a question. Do you know if I'm armed? Stop. You're saying that he should have known. You said, I'll get to that distinction in a second. You are saying that you do not know if I am armed right now or not, right?
Of course not. But I'm saying, should you shoot an immigrant because...
Oh my God, stop pivoting.
Please stop. Do you know if I am armed right now or not?
Of course not.
Okay.
Because
I am. You couldn't see it. You wouldn't see it.
That's why I said, of course I wouldn't.
Okay. All right. Because I conceal carry everywhere. You don't know that. Mm-hmm. I've only had one person identify that had a gun on me, and it was a cop. That's it. So for you to sit here and go, well, she was unarmed, he doesn't know that. You have a situation where her passing that, the danger is so grave that if he yells, stop, I'm going to shoot, then he can. You have elected representatives running past, and you have a crowd of people that said they're going to unalive them. So yes, that's completely justified. If you are talking about migrants, okay, listen, please stop. When we're talking about migrants, what is the major public safety problem? If we let this migrant walk by, will it have any major implications to our national security? No, it won't.
It could.
How?
My mom's best friend got trafficked to the U.S. back in the 80s by a border. So yeah, there's children and women
by a border.
No.
Okay, but what does that have to do with that migrant? But what does that have to do with that migrant that you're just going to unjustly unalive?
He could be bringing two children that are not his into the country.
So conjecture is your argument. So then you should shoot.
I'm not saying
you shoot. Is there any? Let me ask you this way: is there any direct? Hold on a second. Without speculation.
Because of this.
Without speculation, right? In one instance, you have a woman that is currently trying to get to elected officials. For what purposes? Don't know. Can you tell me what is the known implication, the known danger, not the speculative one, the known danger that would justify unaliving or shooting an immigrant passing the border?
Oh, having concealed guns, like you said.
No. I'm asking you, what is the direct implication? Please stop. Please listen very carefully. Please stop talking. I'm done. Stop. Listen to the question. Okay? Listen to the question. All right? Thanks. Okay, you're unmuted now. Awesome, cool. Listen to the question, please. In the instance of Ashley Babbitt, there is a very clear, concise, and knowable potential danger of her crossing that door and unaliving elected officials. There is nothing comparable to that with someone just crossing the border because. Does that make sense?
There has been illegal immigrants that have.
It doesn't matter. Stop. Please stop. That's not how the law works. You are applying other people's actions to some random people. Some random person.
That's not a random person. That's a lie.
That is a random person. You have taken a migrant, and I'm asking you, any migrant just crossing the border, okay, just walking across the border, would there be any reason to shoot them?
You could have a gun and unalive anyone.
It's not can. What is this? Even if they did, what is the danger of that?
Okay, so you're saying that in January 6th, the danger of letting people enter the building was that they all had guns and they were all gonna kill everyone in Congress.
It's like she doesn't even hear me. It's like I'm talking to myself.
I think there's a language barrier.
I don't think there is. I don't think there's a language barrier. You have a situation, okay? You have to look at, when you're looking at criminal justice, okay? You have to look at, is it what's called proportional use of force? A proportional use of force. Is this justify. And we can say that if we have a last line of defense and our elected leaders are behind there and we have people that are violently storming a Capitol and beating people up and etc., which all of these people in that building watch those people do on the news, that would be a reasonable use of force. That this is the last line of defense to stop this person. It's proportional. It's reasonable. In the same way that if somebody crossed a military base at a certain point, the information there is so sensitive that it would be proportional. It would make sense that you would stop them because they know, because they've been warned, because they've been told, because the outcome of them ending up in that position would put America in danger. There is no such proportionality. There's no such reasonability of someone just walking across the border. Period. That's not how that works. I doubt very much you got this.
No, I did understand what you were trying to say. Yet I still think that we all know that people who were outside the Capitol did not go in to kill or to kidnap everyone who was inside.
It's been over a dozen gun charges.
Yeah, you have people chanting "Unalive Mike Pence."
You're also saying that people were beating up each other. Where at?
What?
With the police?
They weren't beating up each other.
They were beating up the police.
Because the police were shooting them and they were unarmed. I know that it was...
No, they weren't. See, this is why I can tell you have not watched any... This is why I can tell you have not watched... You know what? For those of you people saying Lincoln Riley, the Republicans killed her. You know why? Because they didn't sign the border bill. That's why. So maybe you should blame the Republicans. Gabriella, you need to go watch more information about this.
That has... well, I know a lot about illegal immigration.
Yeah.
Do you?
Sure.
What's TPS?
I'm sure.
That bill...
What's TPS stand for?
What's TPS stand for?
I'm saying that the bill passed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. What does this term stand for?
It's kind of...
You said you know a lot about it.
Yeah, what's DACA stand for? I'd be surprised if you didn't know this, honestly.
Oh yeah, TPS is temporary protected status, actually.
And what's DACA stand for?
I don't recall what DACA stands for, but I do think it's something that has to do with protecting immigrants. But I don't recall.
So not that much, okay.
She's looking it up.
Yeah, I know.
We about done here.
Yeah.
I don't know what more to go with because, you haven't seen any of the video footage, clearly.
No, I have seen the video footage, and even though there were people holding guns, the majority of people were not holding guns.
I don't care.
Yeah, see? So when there's you don't care.
I don't give a shit that people violently stormed the Capitol, beat police for 45 minutes, and tried to overthrow our democracy, that there were some of them that were just there because it was a good photo op. I don't care. You should be absolutely sentenced.
So what do you think about, I forgot, what's it called?
All right, well, you may go.
I'm just telling you, listen, this is the problem, okay? I'm hypercritical of the police on pretty much every level. And that's not, Ashley Babbitt's not an instance of police being unreasonable. It's not an unreasonable shooting. It's not.
What do you think about Shays Rebellion?
What the
Wow, what relevance does that have?
How the did we get here?
That these people got pardoned?
I don't care.
Yeah, many Trump supporters did not have guns. I do think they should get pardoned, the ones that didn't have guns and were just there. I don't think that there's a valid reason to put them in jail. Because
they wrote about overthrowing the government online for months on end before storming the Capitol. That might be why.
Yeah, so you're going to put someone in jail because of free speech, giving their opinions online?
No, because they showed up there to do that. But yes, it is and can be illegal to incite violence against the United States government. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that that's censoring free speech. Anyone should be...
No, it's not.
It's not free speech.
It's not a matter of speech for you to break in and entering into a building.
No, I'm not talking about the entry. Saying that they were writing things online. Writing has nothing.
That's not what they were arrested for.
Yeah, but they should be pardoned because they had no guns.
Now you're shifting the goalposts.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so everybody that burned a cop car during 2020 should be pardoned, right? But they didn't have guns. Everybody that was trespassing, they didn't have guns. No, that's a dumb argument. You're creating, listen, please stop. You're creating, stop. You're creating qualifications for laws that don't exist. Unless they all had guns, I don't feel like this is justified. That's not how the law works.
Mm-hmm.
Did Epstein have a gun?
He was sexually assaulting people. That's not funny.
But did he have a gun?
Girls.
Did he have a gun?
There were 6 people sexually assaulting.
But did he have a gun?
No.
Well, he wasn't proven in court, but did he have a gun?
No.
So that's just a simple question.
Did he have a gun? That's all.
But he was over there.
You cannot
Right.
compare one thing.
She
to
really
another.
didn't like. Do you see how she really
Then
didn't
why
like
are you
that
bringing
question?
up Shay's rebellion?
She really didn't like that question. You see her?
I know.
Thursday
Yeah,
why I asked.
yeah.
He was sexually abusing women.
But did he have a
Women that
gun?
were poor for money.
Okay,
But did he have a
was a
pew-pew?
gun
Yeah,
on
you
his
can compare
possession?
people who wear an arm trying to
But
get
did-
a vote.
But listen,
Yeah.
did he have a pew-pew? Because you're creating.
Okay.
Listen for a second. This is the easiest point you're going to get, okay? You are saying that for January 6th to be legitimate and for us to target and arrest and Christ, man. You are adding qualifications, right? You are adding elements of a crime that don't exist. It would be like if somebody robbed someone, like strong arm robbery them, right? And you were like, but they didn't have a gun. Okay, but that would be armed robbery. They still committed robbery, but they didn't have a gun and committed robbery. You're adding in a qualification that is not there. Guns do not need to be present for any of the crimes that they committed.
You're trying to compare sexual assault to people entering a building.
I'm going to be honest.
Oh my
I don't think
God.
you're smart enough
All
to
right.
have this
No.
conversation. You got to go.
Oh,
We do not care.
yeah.
It's just who's who's the most oblivious person in a movie you can think of? They just don't.
I don't know.
I would say Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover, but at least he was likable. I don't know how she didn't get the analogy that I was trying to make at all. I just
Probably
tried.
the blonde one from Mean Girls.
I love Lamp. Actually, we wear pink on Wednesdays. Yeah. I get that. I tried. Listen, you can't blame me, okay? I tried. I tried for a long time to get through, and it just wasn't
Karen.
landing. Oh, man.